Hello everyone, thank you and welcome to this great channel. This one is another one as I speak to you, my fellow country people. The country where we did, Nigeria, the problem we in the face, it don't dey too much that top officials, presidents, governors, EFCC chairman, and most recognized and well-known political leaders no more discuss national issues in Nigeria because the problem wey Nigeria dey get don dey too high that now they all gather in Mexico. As I speak to you, how Buhari, governors, EFCC chairman, others moved critical meetings on national issues from Nigeria to Mexico. Well, it has been that the chairman of the Anti-Draft Commission, Admoshil Bawa, Governor Mai Mola Buni of Yobe State, Babangida Zulum of Borno State, Katsina State Governor-elect Dr. Diko Roda, the chairman of the Nigerians in Diaspora Commission, Abike Dabiri Erewa, and a past chief of army staff, General Tuku Butai. Okay, these are all retired, met with President Muhammadu Buhari at the Mecca Gist Palace on the 5th day of this official visit to the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia. President Muhammadu Buhari, chairman of the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, known as the EFCC, two northern governors, Katsina State Governor-elect, and some other top Nigerian officials moved to critical meetings on national issues from Nigeria to Mexico in the kingdom. In the kingdom, of course, of Saudi Arabia. All right, my fellow country people, the chairman of the Anti-Draft Commission, Abdul Rashid Bawa, governors Mai Mola Buni of Yobe State, Babangida Zulum of Borno State, Katsina State Governor-elect Dr. Diko Rada, the chairman of the Nigerians in Diaspora Commission, Abike Dabiri Erewa, and past chief of army staff General Tuku Butai, retired, met with President Muhammadu Buhari at the Mecca Guest Palace on the 5th day of his official visit to the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia. Okay, the vice of Nigeria report that during the meeting, the EFCC chairman, the governors, and the other officials had extensive discussions with President Muhammadu Buhari on the ongoing situation in Nigeria, including the conclusion of outstanding elections in the country. Based on this, during the meeting, the EFCC chairman briefed President Muhammadu Buhari on effort to conclude ongoing court cases and the plan to also prosecute more offenders, and further briefed President Muhammadu Buhari on the arrest of several suspects in connection with election fraud and the plan to take them to court. While speaking at the meeting, President Muhammadu Buhari told the Nigerian leaders that whatever the country had achieved was due to the power of its democracy and the power of the country's institutions, which he said, according to him, must continue to be strengthened. Meanwhile, despite a series of reports on the progressive terrorist activities in their state, the governors of Borno and Yobe State, who spoke separately after the meeting, said they remained appreciative of the effort of President Muhammadu Buhari in combating the threat of Boko Haram terrorists in their states, and that they were happy that peace had been restored. Unto this, the governors promised to remain loyal to President Muhammadu Buhari and continue to work for the betterment of their people. My fellow country people, they also said that they, according to Katsina State Governor-elect, Rada gave assurance of his commitment to an open and transparent government, and he promised during the campaign. Okay, it has been that the governors and the rest of the officials joined President Muhammadu Buhari to observe the afternoon prayers in Mecca after the meeting. My wonderful people, what more are we going to say? This country, what we are passing through, what we are facing right now, has been beyond the gathering right in Nigeria to discuss about. It is time we talk about what is happening in our area. Governors talking about how bandit and Boko Haram have been terrorizing them, and Muhammadu Buhari have stopped them. Now Buhari has his own problem. The people from the EFCC, every other sector in Nigeria, as national issue is concerned, have various problems, and now they are talking and discussing about these issues and how to work towards achieving great deals in Mexico. Meanwhile, it has been that a lot of Nigerians have said, okay, this is a good step in the right direction. I pray whatever they discuss will come to implementation, because when they talk another thing, because the case of election rigged and some other thing that was talked about last time, and the court case is still there. And what more are they going to say or do about it? Because very, very soon, next month being 29th May, let the wonders begin to happen. Alright, meanwhile, the elders and the adults once upon a time conspired against their younger generation. The hope of the future, the purpose was to keep them out of power, while they pondered the common patrimony. So they set their anger on the little children and youth, and without mercy beat them silly, using strikes and kudos and just about anything they could find, just so that they would conflict maximum pain in their hopeless and helpless victims. They took everything from them, their dreams and good education, jobs, proper medical care, and some other things, and left them frustrated and in despair. It was not just the physical torture alone, it was also verbal. The abuse came intolerant. They were demeaning and disempowering, abuse. And leader of the elders even called them lazy youths, even when he went abroad to visit a foreign leader who was known for the interest he showed to the youth of his own country. Meanwhile, the humiliation and assault were not just a one-day thing. Oh no, it was done on a daily basis. It was a good thing. Every one of the elder generations participated in the humiliation of the younger ones, directly and indirectly. Some who were in position of authority participated, while the vast majority of the leaders and the elders who did not like the mistreatment kept quiet and did nothing to help them. They were either afraid or compromised. In frustration, some of the youths decided to take matters into their hands. They went to war against society, joining the terrorist group Boko Haram, Niger Delta militant, IPOB, bandits, and kidnappers. Some even became known as unknown gunmen. In a matter of time, no one, including the elders, was safe. And because it is said that there must always be a remnant who will not bow down to Baal, there were also those youth who refused to be pushed into crime. Instead, they opted to flee the land. They decided in drove to join the Japa train in search of greener pasture in other lands. Without really thinking, the youth rose against the oppression and humiliation, united in their belief that they also had dignity to protect, a future to secure, and a country to save. They suddenly realized that with 60% of the population of the land, they had the numbers to make a difference. They had emerged as a social and political force. Baptized in the revolutionary waters of answers, the young ones who emerged or who engaged or who emerged in the context of the struggle and agitation of social justice were in control of cyberspace. They owned and demanded it. It was the one real thing that the elders could not take away from them. But the old grand were having none of this. Perpetrators, disinformation, misinformation, outright lies, and the intimidation for electoral purposes were essential, and they needed social media because of the forthcoming election. They had dominated it in the past through the social media hiring and the mercenaries, and left there, and left that they could rest in other way. Alright, on to this day, we are sadly mistaken as the youth manfaat them, outforced them, and outdebted them. Every step of the way they were done used or accused by the elders of being unduly discourteous, threatening, bullies, and article on social media. They forgot the truth rule of the rest. That respect, they said, is reciprocal. They forgot that those who live by the sword will definitely die by the sword. And they also forgot that there is always a day of judgment, even here on earth. My wonderful people, the other politicians and their cohorts had taken everything from them, their future and their lives, and they were taking or talking about respect on social media. In frustration, the wily and corrupt politicians who were vast and vested in the political arbitrary and the democratic perversion of the past lodged at the foolish youth and their feeble. Alright, on to this, a lot of reactions, a lot of people have really said, unfortunately, we underrate the situation, and the election came and the impossibility happened. David once more became Goliath. The old guard were cut off, guard by the sheer organizational Britain of the people. Well, let me have your take on this matter, because a lot of controversy has taken place. Some of us who belong to an older generation have a duty to lend them a helping hand, or to render them a helping hand to go with them all the way, pushing them, encouraging them, supporting them, come rain or sun, despite all obstacle imagined or contrived, until victory is secured. They must push what they have started. It is double. Alright, let me have your take. Remember to subscribe and then wait so you can get more updates coming right from this channel. Thanks and God bless.